A lot of times the teenagers I work with at the hospital are always letting us know my parents don't listen, my parents lecture me too much, my parents are too intrusive. And a lot of times parents struggle to effectively listen to their teenagers, though I have a lot of parents who will come to me and say, oh, my child doesn't communicate with me. And then I'll point out to them, well, this is why. This is what they're telling us as to why not. A lot of it's just getting parents to understand that their teenagers aren't necessarily doing things just to do things, that they do things because it's a learned behavior, that the way they were raised influences the decisions that they make, the behaviors that they have. The tips that I would always give to families, and certainly in the therapies that I do, the things I hear the most common is when they're talking to their teens and their teens are giving the parent feedback, not to get stuck on just the words, but what's the meaning behind the words, what's the teenager trying to say, but maybe not effectively saying it. I also tell parents, I give them this unofficial rule of what I call 3 to 5 in terms of their feedback, that if they're going to talk to their child or their teen, try to say whatever they're going to say within 3 to 5 sentences. I find that the teenagers always say, I'm always getting lectured. So if they keep it limited, then the teenager is more likely to open up. Another tip that I give to parents a lot of times is to be very consistent in their limit setting, in their parenting style. Don't make it so inconsistent because the teenagers will try to play with that inconsistency and try to get away with the rules. I also tell parents that when they're talking to their teenagers, respect their opinion, respect what they're saying, even if the parent strongly disagrees with it. I also try to get parents to understand that if they've said something 5 times, they can keep, another 5, 50, 25 times is not going to make a difference. They're starting to lecture. So I'll say to parents, it's a rule of research, that when you find 3 resources that say the same things, you're done with your research. When you've said something to your teenager, they already understand it, and when you say it again and again and again, you're turning the teenagers off. I then also try to get the teenager to understand that their parents are trying their best, that the parents are also learning.